Hello again, Amateur Enable, bringing another quick look video from this A2 knife I just picked up the other day. Really great knife, really happy that I've been able to have it, get the money. Bought it second hand of course, couldn't really afford a brand new retail price, they're quite expensive, these knives, especially with the Australian exchange rate. But really happy. As soon as I got it, took it out and did a bit of chopping on a bit of wood I've got at the back and did some scraping, hand scraping, that sort of action. Really impressed with the way this knife works. Here it is against my old A1 I've got here. Really great knife, this A1, but yeah, puts it in perspective a little bit just how big this guy, the A2 is, 8-inch blade. But the handles are pretty much the same on these knives. Now that I've got the A1 here, the A2 looks a little bit broader across here. I didn't actually measure it, but they're pretty close to the same size. So this is the A2. This is the box it came in. Big box, just a standard Fallkniven type box, and not much writing. A bit of writing on this side here. Something I suppose that's Swedish there, and in English something about the warranty, and then a little bit about sharpening the knife. So I did give it. It came to me sharp from the previous owner. Has used it a bit, I think, because it had a couple of scratches on it and some marks across the top here. But I did touch it up on my stone and some stropping, and this VG10 steel really comes up sharp. Comes up easy to sharpen and stays sharp for a reasonable amount of time, at least in sort of normal use, some chopping, that sort of thing. Just as an aside, some people talk about this chipping a little bit, microchips. I think I did get a couple of chips in this A1 some time back, but just putting it on the stone, rubbing the stone across here, seems to get them out pretty easy, and some stropping. Some people have commented in reviews that the VG10, that once you've used it and sharpened a couple of times, the idea of the chipping goes away, and it seems to be my experience as well, that this knife here, great knife. So the A2 as well. There's not many reviews on this knife, and it doesn't seem to be overly popular in that way. Nothing Fancy did a review going back several years ago, and he was quite impressed with the knife. He mentioned he had a couple of chips up in the blade, but he did say he'd been chopping wood and hitting the ground with it, but it sharpens up really well, so quite impressed, and have this knife here. Comes in this sheath, in this leather sheath. This is the standard leather sheath for it, really well made. Got these rivets that go through on here, top and bottom, so I assume you could use those to put some cordage through there and tie it on your pack, so you'd have it mounted on your pack if you didn't want it on your belt as such. But it's not overly big that you could wear it on your belt, and seems to fit okay. The knife fits in both ways, so it'll fit in this way. It seems to be, that's the way the leather's moulded, to have it fit like that. But will fit the other way as well, so you can just slide it in there. Just slide it. Oh, what's going on? There we go, slide it in. Will fit both ways, so that's really good. Talking about sheaths, I saw on the Fallkniven website they have a plastic style sheath, like, you know, the same as the A1 comes in, but it's a bit longer. It's not made for the A2, it was made for one of the other knives, the I can't remember the knife, but they said it will fit, just the sheath will be a bit too long, and you can cut it down. Because I saw the video about A2 where a guy had one of the sheaths and he just cut the bottom off it a little bit and to get it to fit, so it sort of fits in an A1 sheath, but obviously the blade's a bit longer, so it doesn't quite fit. So we'll lock the same, got this little tab here to lock in, that sort of thing. So I'm going to be getting one of these in a few weeks. I might do a video to see how it goes. I thought it'd be better in the field, getting a bit wet and mud, than having it in here. There's a really nice leather sheath, so we'll see how that goes. And yeah, it was really on sale, really cheap, so I thought I'd get one, even including the postage costs. It's what I thought was worthwhile the price of getting this styled sheath for the A2. And just to cover the specs of it here, it's 12 3/4 inches long, 325 millimeters. Blade is 8 inches, 202 millimeters, 6 mil thick across here, so it's actually the same as the A1 thickness wise. Going across there, though this being black, it looks a little bit different, but they're the same 6 mil. And the VG10 laminated steel. You can see the lamination line there and across the top here. And weight wise, it weighs just on 13 ounces, 380, I think it's 380 grams I got written down there, which is, I think, surprisingly good weight. Just doesn't feel heavy, even though yes, it's not that heavy in a way, but in comparison, I'll just move my A1 out, bring in my BK9. So you can see the differences here, lined up with the handle sort of thing. Handle similar in a way, a little bit bulkier, but obviously blade wise, got that extra inch on the BK9 there. The differences too is the heights of the blade. So you can see there, BK9 much higher, much taller than this blade here. That's where the extra weight would come, because these BK9s, I looked it up, 9-inch blade, and it's just over a pound, 476 grams compared to 380 grams, so there's reasonable difference there. But they're different knives, of course. These BK9s are called a combat bowie, so more of a military type knife, where the A2 is referred to as a wilderness knife. So went around the bush and you need a larger knife, well, definitely consider the A2. And the A1, they've just referred to as a survival knife. So really good, these A1s, and the S1 and the F1, all in the same series. But just as a comparison weight wise again, here's my old Schrade 9, SCHF9, great knife this has been. But it's really good design, so you can come up here, do some scraping, that sort of thing, move your hand back there for normal cutting, and then the handle's long enough that you can move it back here and get a bit of swing happening for chopping sort of thing. So yeah, really good. But weight wise, this is 15, just on 16 ounces compared to the A2 at 13 ounces, so a 3 ounce difference in weight, and yet the size of the knife, the A2 looks well, reasonably bigger. It is bigger blade wise, so just interesting the way weights come in, different weights and that sort of thing. So these Schrade 9s, really good knife, really chunky, thick blade. But yeah, weight, if you're really into the weight sort of thing, consider it. So different knives for different uses, different purposes. And just a comparison, hey, here's my strong arm. Great little knife, the strong arm, but a little sort of definitely a difference in size there. Obviously handles pretty much the same length on all knives, because that's how big people's hands are, but a significant difference in the size of the blade there. Haven't ended up using them a strong arm a real lot, but don't really intend getting rid of it either. It's such a great little knife to have. I tend to use this other Schrade that I've got, the Schrade 42 Griffin design. This one's really working out well, really liking it. The blade there, so yeah, difference in the size there. So it's the A2 Fallkniven. Really feel pleased to be able to have this knife and give it a try. I'm Antoine and Abel. Thanks for watching. Remember, stay prepared, stay alert, stay ready, endure to the end. Bye bye for now.